I used to cut just for that that drink.
Yeah,
just
for that
the party
day,
for that
yeah,
night,
yeah.
or them sneakers or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a barber, but I understand.
Yeah, you know, you're in the industry, so
Yeah,
you know
so I
you hear these
understand.
things, and that's why I
Yeah.
say, see. So even with you would be a good person to actually start a shop as well because you understand the industry.
Yeah.
So even going back to that question when you asked me, you know, to tell an owner this is that and the third, you don't have to necessarily be a barber, but you have to understand the industry. So you're hands in on the industry. So you come to different shops, different salons, and you talk to everybody. So you understand the industry firsthand because you deal with the products that we deal with.
Yeah.
So you hear everything that the barber or the stylist deals with firsthand, if
Mm-hmm.
not more. Because like I said, you don't not only deal with barbers, you deal with stylists. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to understand the industry. It makes for a better, you know what I'm saying, a better owner.
Yes,
As far as
so in here now, in Professional Cut Creators, man, you know, I know the squad personally,
right.
but give us an idea of how the squad was put together and all the different elements
Right.
that is presented in this
Into
building.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Phil, which is one of my co-owners with me, it's four of us.
Okay.
But I'll explain how that process. Me and Phil used to cut at this barbershop called Haircut Heaven.
Okay.
With my homeboy Blue. He owned that shop and we cut there. And that's where me and Phil initially met. This was over, I say, almost 15 years. Maybe a little, you know, give or take. Almost, you know what I'm saying? Me and him met there. Wonderful shop. You know, we used to cut in that shop and that's where we established our relationship. You know what I'm saying? As a homeboy, as a barber friend, and also that's my brother now. You know what I'm saying? Now we business owners. You know what I'm saying? So, so from there we started. We said we was gonna start a shop. You know what I'm saying? He came up with an idea. You know what I'm saying? He brought me in tune with his idea. We both agreed to it and we set forth. You know, we jumped off that cliff. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't scared to do it. You know what I'm saying? Certain elements played part into us making that decision, but we jumped off that cliff and we started. You know, it was a lot of things was hard. It was definitely hard, but we started. And starting off that shop, it was Rico. Rico, you know, he came into play. We've been known Rico for a couple of years as a great barber in the community. This is that and the third. Some things was happening that wasn't to his liking. Let me say that. The shop where he was or what have you. So he wanted to come over there and work with us. Of course, open hands. You know, we allowed him to come work with us. You know, at first it started off as him being one of our barbers and friend in the shop. And then, you know, from that, he became the manager. From the manager, you know what I'm saying, and us wanting to expand the business and grow, what we realized is everyone can eat. You know what I'm saying? He had the mindset and the skill set, so we brought him in as co-owners with us as well. So now it's down to 3, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, this is when we came here, you know what I'm saying, opposed to having all the one over there by Starbucks.
Right.
Which was also Professional CutCreatorz as well. This is just a bigger version of it. Yeah, literally in the cut.
In the cut.
You know, so and then as we expanded, us 3, you know, we came over here putting our heads together because it's always, you know, a lot of people say too many chefs in the kitchen, but sometimes it is a good thing. Because if one manages the meat, one may manage the chicken, one may do the fish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and then over here,
delegation and branch out a little bit.
It's a better understanding. You know, it's better for us to watch over everything as far as not really per se watching over the barbers, but just being on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? Where one is lacking, we can talk about that and be on top of each other. Then we brought in Rahman, which is our other co-owner with us, you know what I'm saying? And that's been a long time friend for years. For me and Phil, him and Phil kind of grew up together, you know, back home or what have you. And then we brought him into the fold, and that added to the, that's the 4 kings, you know what I'm saying? The 4 kings bring us into the fold, you know. He's going to stay on top of us, you know what I'm saying, financially. He may not be in the shop all the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, but he makes sure that things, you know, go the way that we need, you know what I'm saying? And he was a shop owner before, you know what I'm saying? So he understands everything that we understand as well. So all 4 of us, we kind of piggyback off each other, and we also push each other, you know what I'm saying? And we help each other. Absolutely, absolutely. Because like I said, aside from us being business owners, we're also brothers outside of the barbershop. That's a great component. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
absolutely.
You can't actually grow something or build something if you don't actually like the person that you're rocking with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying to you?
And we don't always agree, but for the most part, we know how to disagree properly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is critical.
Right. we know how to disagree properly and understand, you know, what was done wrong or what was done right, and we come to the table. And we have weekly meetings. We have a
Very
meeting
important.
every week.
Very important.
We don't miss a beat on that. We
Right.
have a meeting every week. You know, we have meetings with our barbers. You know what I'm saying, to make sure they're on point. You know, it took a minute to develop a staff of barbers that were all on the same page, because these are grown men.
Right.
And when I say that respectfully. These cats in here, you know, I'm thankful for them.
Right.
Because we have cats that know how to not only get to the money, but be respectful for each other's space. They know how to, they look at each other as brothers. You know, they know how to laugh, joke. They know how to push, help. You know what I'm saying? No one's standing there by the door scrounging for walk-ins.
Right,
I mean, they'll give somebody, if they see, if other barbers is cutting, they'll give somebody that they realize it's not cutting the walk-in. And see, at this point, all the barbers in here are really established. I mean, all of them have great clientele. You know what I mean? So when a walk-in comes, it's almost a blessing to take a walk-in. It's almost like the walk-in, the client that's coming in at that time, it's almost like a privilege for them. Opposed to the barber, because it's like, okay, I'm able to get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in here is equal.
Good thing
you know
to be in. So even with all of those kind of attributes in here, right? We notice that, you know, they have challenges. Everybody has challenges in their life.
Right.
You see, not between you all, but outside challenges that actually influence the business.
Right.
Okay. And we know, as human beings, those things does get cloudy sometimes. How do you manage that in your life?
What I do, number one, is I try not to walk with my outside on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? If I have a problem going on outside of the shop, I try not to walk in with that same energy. You know, if it's something that's going on that's negative or bad, I try not to walk in here with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to brush that off on my fellow brothers in here, barbers or whatever in here, or clients. You know, I mean, I try to pay attention to my time. You know, as I got older and more established as a barber, time means a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, money is always going to be there as long as you know how to get it. But I mean, I try to manage my time. So that's why, shit, 100% of us in here, we all do we do appointments. You know what I'm saying? We still take walk-ins. You know, we're open hands to walk-ins and this, that. But for the most part, all of us take do appointments. Yeah, we do appointments. So that kind of manages our time. You know, allow time to eat. You know what I mean? Sit down and really don't roll. Let me get you real fast.
Right.
I can't eat my food. Hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't waited all day for this juicy hamburger. Now I got a client. Then my burger sit there for 2 hours. And then I got to heat it up in the microwave.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No. Give me a minute. Let me eat my food. Let me process my food and let me get back to you. That gives you a better experience because now you know
you're relaxed and you can perform.
And like I said, before I walk in here, I try to self-meditate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
very
try
important.
to meditate. You know, I do that every morning, even if it's not coming here. But before I walk in here, the energy is always good because you know us as fools. We laugh and joke all the time. So I'll play good music, or back here in the back with me and Phyllis, we'll watch movies all day. And us is the movie heads. You know what I'm saying? So we'll watch movies. We'll throw back and forth ideas, information, good information. We'll talk positive politics, you know what I'm saying? And and I'll say that positive politics because everybody we know that everybody has their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna be back here fighting over who's right and who's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion is your opinion. Help me to understand why you think like that. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So we try not to just walk in here with that energy.
So on that note, right, what happens is that I see a lot of times in my store, right, barbers come through and it's like a meeting place where, at MySupply guys, you might handful of cats come through, then, they get to know each other. Like, oh, I follow you, I follow this, I didn't know that you were the guy, you know what I'm saying? You see that all the time. What we notice is that there's a lot of, what's the word? There's a lot of opportunity for communication that's not being had because men are going through a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying to you? And I've noticed that even in certain shops and certain environments, they're not even able to communicate with the people in the shop like that to actually express themselves fully. And that's one of those things, you know, mental health and things like that.
Oh man, we talk about that all the
You
time.
see what I'm saying
too.
to you?
Right.
It's a big concern. Whereas um, men are not able, you know, in the industry particularly,
Right.
are not finding that path where they can free up themselves and have conversation about real stuff, like personal stuff.
Right.
Because men have to talk to men.
Right.
It,
Right.
it just
I
that's
mean,
how
this
it
is
is.
one of the last great establishments, meaning like all barbershops, you know,
Right.
to where a man is supposed to be able to come
Right.
and relax.
Right.
And I wouldn't say let his hair down, but get his hair taken off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Relax and just be able to talk, because we talk about this all the time with mental health, because you're right. It's okay for you to be vulnerable, as far as be careful who you vulnerable
Right,
with.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first part of it. Because you can't. That's what happens too, though. A lot of people try to express themselves to the wrong person, and that person's not receiving of what they're giving.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I mean, be vulnerable. You know, if you're going through something, talk to somebody. 'Cause
Yeah.
somebody may be able to help you. You know, especially in a barbershop. I mean, we know all types of people. I've learned a lot, and I've had a lot of help given to me personally in my whole tenure of being years in this game. You know what I'm saying? Of talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're sitting there with a problem or this is
Yeah,
that third,
a burden
it's
on you.
okay. You don't
Yeah.
have to be hard all the time. I tell cats, you don't have to be hard all the time.
Yeah.
Just because you can knock out 4 or 5 guys,
Yeah.
that don't mean that if you're going through a problem that it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That you ain't feeling
It's okay to talk to your fellow brother, but like I said,
Yeah.
just be careful on who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's goes back in the miscommunication, because a lot of people may be around people who they can't talk to, but it's definitely needed. I mean, honestly, in this game, I talked 2 suicides out of someone and didn't know till later on down the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that was amazing. You know, I've talked people into back into their relationships with their spouse or whatever. I've talked people into not giving up and going for jobs,
Right,
or
right,
this
right.
is that, or even being to connect people with certain opportunities because of who I know. But I wouldn't have known unless they talked to me.
Unless they open
But they
them
know
up.
that I showed them this type of respect, so they feel comfortable enough to
Right.
talk to me.
Absolutely.
So I think it starts with that. How does a person view you? Do they view you comfortable enough to actually talk to them? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have that, I mean, like what you're saying, it's going to have that that lack of communication in the barbershop. Because if I'm in a barbershop and it's all blah, 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 and it's always playing hard all the time, how do I feel like I'm comfortable to talk to you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you not understand, it ain't
Not a good
always
environment.
after you know,
Yeah.
I can't really talk to you because now I don't. That's what you're on. I don't see the vulnerability, and you know, let a cat know this shit, man.
Yeah.
I got up this morning, my back hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and that's small
I ain't
scale
100.
of something. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
100
Yeah,
today.
not 100. You know what I'm saying? I got a headache. Do
Yeah.
you have anything for
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Don't
yeah,
sit
yeah.
there with your head hurt and don't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, what's going on? Oh man, I'm down. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody may be able to help you. Even if not, at least hear some, you know, be able to give a person good advice or.
And you know, a lot of times
console.
it's not even about the advice. It's about just getting it off you.
Getting off your chest. Just
Getting it off.
your chest.
You know, so a lot of
You know what I'm
times you just want to get it off of you and let it go someplace else. You see what I'm saying to you?
Laughter is, that's why we in here. We goof off so
Yeah.
much, and we laugh so much. Sometimes people probably forget about their problem.
Right,
You know?
right. And you know, this might be the outlet for them to, you know, to
laughter.
save themselves.
But it's hard. I mean, that's okay. Going back to what you saying with classes, something to better. That would be something else to implement that type of class. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we also need to look into as well. You know what I'm saying? All of us as a whole. So classes on how to communicate.
Yes.
As far as, you know, because everybody go through stuff, especially us as men.
Men.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what
And
I'm
I won't
saying?
even list it as black men. Black men, of course, a lot, but it's all men.
All men.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like
what
I
I'm
said, I cut people from all walks of life, and I've heard problems from all over.
Yeah.
And every person who I've talking to has also given me advice, not only black. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
but that would
absolutely.
be something that we definitely have to buckle down with, because if you're bringing your problems to a spot to where men just congregate, but you're not able to get it off you or talk about it, and you still got to walk in and play tough and this is that and
So
the third.
I'm gonna run this by you, man, because we working on this thing and you know, mentally right now, and I'm really encouraged to really start this men's health kind of, you know, situation where, you know, you have a men's health forum that, you know, whether it's once a month or whatever the case may be,
Right.
that cats just come through. You know what I'm saying? Not to say you come and just lick all type of stuff in there.
No, no, no.
But just be able to fellowship with men, and if there's conversation need to be
Absolutely.
had, what I'm saying, you're in a safe space.
Right. Right.
And everybody that's in there is, we want everybody that's going to be in there to